Here's the news on this Friday afternoon from CBC News Update, Friday, June 12th. Friday afternoon.
In connection with the kidnapping of Canadian journalist Amanda Linhout and her Australian colleague in Somalia in 2008. They say Otter had only been in Canada a few days. They don't say how he came to be here. Otter's lawyer, Samir Adams, spoke to reporters outside the Ottawa courthouse.
The next step will be video remand appearance. At that time, we'll need to get all the information in a file through the public disclosure, and we'll take an in-depth look at that to see what the next step will be. But I imagine there'll be a large amount of disclosure, a large amount of complicated information that we'll have to go through as a firm.
Otter will appear by video link for a remand hearing next week. Now, the penalty for abduction-related charges is up to 10 years in prison. 2 Canadians being held in custody this week in Malaysia have pleaded guilty to committing obscene acts and are being deported. That is Saskatchewan brother and sister Danielle and Lindsay Peterson being led in handcuffs into a court in Kuala Lumpur. They were charged after a group of tourists posed naked for photographs atop a mountain that is considered sacred within Malaysian culture. After pleading guilty, the Canadians were sentenced to time served and fined the equivalent of $1,300. The body of a 65-year-old Quebec man has been found off an island on Thailand's Pattaya coast. Jean Laroche is a dual Canadian-American citizen. He was reported missing by his girlfriend when he failed to return after renting a boat by himself. An autopsy is being conducted to determine the cause of death. Dominique Strauss-Kahn, the former head of the International Monetary Fund, has been acquitted of aggravated pimping charges in France. CBC's Margaret Evans has details.
In France, prostitution is not illegal, but procuring prostitutes for others is. And in reading his decision this morning, the French judge reportedly said that Dominique Strauss-Kahn was a customer, but not a pimp. Still, the sometimes sordid testimony of this case will have done the man known to many simply as DSK no favors. The former head of the International Monetary Fund was being tipped as a potential French presidential candidate with a real chance of success in 2011. Today's decision refers to the so-called Houghton affair. Strauss-Kahn was accused of attending sex parties in Washington, Paris, and Brussels when he was still head of the IMF. Margaret Evans, CBC News, London.
China's premier has ordered an investigation into the apparent suicide of 4 children in a poor part of southwestern China. 3 girls and 1 boy, ages 5 to 13, died after drinking pesticide this week. They were among many children who are left with other relatives while their parents move away to work in hospital cities. The BC government has a yoga controversy on its hands. CBC's Greg Rasmussen explains.
Bring your yoga mat, bring your best yoga poses.
It started with yoga-loving Premier Christy Cook's announcement to temporarily close one of Vancouver's busiest downtown bridges later this month for the UN's International Day of Yoga. A very Vancouver idea that seemed like a smart publicity stunt. But then the critics put the idea on its head, questioning the $150,000 cost to taxpayers and the lack of support from Vancouver city government. Children's singer Rappy took to Twitter to attack the Bridge Deck Yoga Fest, but then all warrior pose Clark fired back, posting her own tweet referring to all the yoga haters.
If we shut down the bridge for a ball hockey tournament or for a marathon, would some of those people still be complaining?
With so many twisted up in knots, it seems like it's now time for everyone involved to just breathe deeply and reflect. Namaste. Greg Rasmussen, CBC News, Vancouver.
And that is the CBC News to this hour. I'm Dwight Smith.
Choral Concert presents the finest choral music from across Canada and around the world. With your host, classically trained musician and singer, Catherine Duncan. From centuries-old tradition to contemporary innovation, Choral Concert basks in the beauty of the human voice. Choral Concert with Catherine Duncan, Sunday morning at 9:30 in Newfoundland on CBC Radio 2. CBC Music, Canada's free online music service with over 50 web radio stations. Relax to the down-tempo beat and trip-hop tracks of modern electronica. Tranquil yet evocative, you'll be inspired to just chill out. On your computer and on your iPhone